Good afternoon and welcome back. Why is the game not showing? Good afternoon and welcome back. Sorry about that. For some reason the video is not showing up correctly. Let's change this to monitor capture. Should fix it. Okay, so it's been a long time since I played this. I probably forgot almost everything that was in here, so let's click on continue.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10. Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home. David is my husband. All on my lonesome. Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death when I'm dancing.
You get this day over and over.
Hilda,
I black
I
out,
don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number. There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I? He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are grateful if you could see your way to declaring me insane, or at least temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly,
out of his misery.
is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
Okay, that was interesting. I remember that there were kind of not flashback but memory bits before each new session, but I didn't remember it to be that long. I think the game noticed that I haven't played it in a long time and kind of recapped everything that was happening. It's quite interesting. Let's check our notes. Let's see. Sorry about that. So, did I write down something here? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's the husband of Claire. The photo we got of him. Those are the referral letters. And the last time I played, I think was the thing that we had the anagram for the solicitors' names. Okay, and last time we talked to Mariana, I think she told us about a dream where there's a quote-unquote beautiful creature at the bottom of the sea and a lot of dead bodies on the floor. And she's kind of bringing them to the creature. And that's kind of what happens when she's blacking out. I'm not 100% sure about that. So let's talk to her.
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Okay. We got 1 star here, so we can follow up on that. Swim under sea.
No, I've not been thirsty. Not since I went back to the sea.
Interesting.
Like I said, I've been fine.
Okay.
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Okay. I mean, she doesn't feel fine in the video here, but
I've done lots of dancing, lots of clubbing, lots of socializing.
okay. Sounds good.
I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that.
Interesting. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's all we have there. Let's check our notes for her. Yeah, we asked that. I think most of this we asked when it came up and we got answers for those. But there's still stuff we can talk to her about. get another hint. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
Oh. Okay. Let's ask about Dr. Dekker.
Dr. Dekker asked for his... Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
Interesting. What did we ask?
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
Okay,
Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
okay.
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now. I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
Interesting.
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now. Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
Interesting. Oh, yeah.
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one.
Okay. So she doesn't know, but I think someone told me about it. Could have been Aaron or sure, maybe Claire. I'm fuzzy about that. Like I said, it's a long time ago since I played this last.
I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
Wait, she told me about a dream.
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
Okay. Interesting.
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor, or anyone else. I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours, and people follow me, even if it's the last thing they do.
Okay. So, I think earlier I had the idea that she might think she's a mermaid or something like that. I mean, the thing is, she always has that pendant of the octopus or kraken or whatever it might be. Could also be Cthulhu, if we go straight to that. Which is kind of hinted on in many conversations, especially with her. So, let's see. Yeah.
People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature. I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star? It's so bright and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
Okay.
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
So she's feeding Cthulhu. Yay. Okay. So we have someone who is zombie at home. Because she revived him and she's feeding people to Cthulhu. Awesome. And she constantly flirts with the people who talk to her. Let's get another hint. Oh yeah, that's... I missed. Why do you black out when you look down?
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. A creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I noticed something earlier.
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. A creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them.
Yeah.
Slowly.
There is a bit of text that's in slanted letters. It's kind of a keyword that gets me more information on videos. I think that's something they patched in, as well as the colored stars. I think they patched the game since I played it last.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
Okay.
The missing people.
Missing
That's
people?
where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
Okay, so we can ask missing people and secret. So they made it a bit easier so that you're not so much reliant on using hints for if you missed words or missed parts of the sentence.
I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone.
Okay. The other was secret.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it.
What the hell? Okay. Okay, let's first go to
I
this
can't
one.
explain what happened with John.
Okay, John.
He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone.
Okay, let's ask about John.
You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. Annie had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
Okay. Yeah, let's follow up on John and come back to the secret later, because there were a few things that were
You must
strange.
have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. Annie had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
Okay.
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
I didn't know that. Interesting. Let's have a look at our clues. It's clear. Mariana, mentally unstable. Okay. I didn't know that there was a body in her apartment. Didn't know
I
that.
left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
Okay.
think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
Okay. Okay, for the ones with the green stars, we still might need hints. But for the normal stuff, we can go on with what we have in here.
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not. No! The creature killed John.
Okay.
My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
Okay. So let's have a look at this again.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it.
Okay. She was talking earlier, not today, but in an earlier session, that the doctor visited her at home, which is not what happened. So let's see. Let's have a look at this again.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed.
What do I do to you? I visit.
You get inside me, Doctor, and it hurts. And you don't care.
Oh. Interesting. Wait, we still have this?
My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
Okay. I mean, the more I talk to her, but I remember what she told us earlier. I'm not sorry about that. Not quite sure if she's insane or if she's playing insane. That's kind of the problem I have here. Let's see. Let's get a hint. Oh, okay. That's that hint.
I told you how grateful I'd be. But you need to fix my problem first. If they try me as sane, I'll be in prison for a long time. And then, how would you get your reward, Doctor?
Okay, she's definitely trying to flirt and play over it and stuff like that. So yeah, so she is not insane. She's definitely playing. And I mean, if she really had her loan transferred, then she wouldn't have a motive to kill Dr. Dekker, but I think she killed John.
It's my fault they're all dying. They're following me.
Okay, I'll cool down. I mean, they are following her, but if she is killing them, then she's definitely guilty and not I don't think she's insane. Let's get another hint. I think she already answered that, but let's...
Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate.
Wait, what? I think I need to ask Claire if she has Mariana's loan. If she says no, then... Yeah, the problem is I can't believe any of them. It's kind of the problem here. Okay, we still have few things here that we can ask for.
You watch me undress. You say nothing, but still You order it just like Dr. Dekker did. I strip, ashamed. As I lie down, you bend over me. Your face. So horrible. Like worms. Crawling. With jaws like pythons. And you bury into me. I lay there, frozen, while you violate me. Punishing me. I'm not sick. You're sick.
Okay. Interesting.
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it? Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun.
Okay, she said you had fun. Okay, but she didn't have fun. Okay,
She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker. Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun. If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
interesting.
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Just a ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
Okay, but we already said that, so let's ask for holes. No.
There are similarities, but you're not the dead doctor. Are you feeling okay?
Wait, what? She didn't answer the question. Okay, so she's evading the question somehow. So let's see what. Okay, can't ask more.
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Okay.
Can you remember what you did?
Okay. Is there anything else here? No, I think that's the only thing left. Oh.
That's an interesting analogy, Doctor. You think I'm making this up?
Okay. So she might have stabbed her lover. Interesting. And she might also have killed Dr. Dekker. That could also be the case. So let's talk to Claire.
I'm fine. I killed David.
Again.
Again. Like you told me to.
Okay. Before we do anything else, let's ask about that.
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Interesting. So, okay, she did buy that out, so that's confirmed. Interesting. So it's not really the money. Okay.
I'm fine. I killed David. Again. Like you told me to. With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, he was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
Okay.
with an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, it was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
Interesting. Oh yeah.
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
Okay. What the hell? Put that away, please. Okay.
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid. It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
No.
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis. That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
Okay. Doesn't work. Okay. Just told me that it's no.
Oh, the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met. Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Oh yeah, that one.
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed. He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away to stop people stealing it.
Interesting. So let's go back here.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away to stop people stealing it. I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write him death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
Okay. Let's see. Another 4 seconds.
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed. That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way. Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
Interesting. So basically, if we don't declare her insane, she's threatening to kill us?
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
But why? Okay, because it would terrify her. Okay, yeah. Let's see. 20 seconds. But there's still stuff here we can ask.
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least. I buried him near the lake house. I'm not sure I'll be allowed a second funeral. Besides, it's close enough to visit.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, that cleared up the part down here. We still have stuff here that we can ask, so that has to be something that we can get to.
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least.
Yeah.
No. Threats are usually made without the intention of following them through. This is quite the opposite.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so who do we want to talk to? Let's talk to Jaya.
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you?
What the fuck?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you? You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
Okay.
measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Okay.
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related. My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you? Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No, don't answer that. The infectious madness of Dr. Dekker, who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried.
Interesting.
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? She had most to gain. She got all the money if he died. And it makes most sense, doesn't it?
Not really, because yeah, we already changed that.
Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Interesting. Okay, let's get a hint here. Didn't she tell me about them? No, I think it was Aaron that told me about the death threats. I'm not quite sure.
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing. I once spoke to a patient here who claimed to be able to teach me how to get inside other people's dreams, but how would you know if that worked? Have you had any strange dreams lately, Doctor?
I mean, there were a few strange things between chapters, so... Hello, how are you? Confused? Why? No, that's the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. One of those newer FMV games. Quite like it.
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So Instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
Special patients. It was slanted in the text, so it's something we can ask.
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So he made them give into it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Okay. And we also have there's a hint system here. It's basically just a lot of video clips and wait, what? That's strange. Oh, maybe I should.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
Okay. Sometimes it corrects spelling mistakes, but if it cannot figure out what the word means, then it doesn't work correctly.
Holiday, perhaps? Some R&R? I suppose you were thinking something darker?
Interesting. So there's still stuff here that is not completely resolved. The game works in different sessions where you can ask questions, get answers up to a point where they are green, where you found everything about them, or if they're orange or yellow, you found the key points, and if it's red, then you either haven't talked to them yet, or there's a lot you can still ask. And I tried to get everyone to green, to find all the clips, all the story, all the background. That means I might need to use a lot of hints sometimes.
I spot check the sessions. I know I know I shouldn't, but it's for the safety of everyone. Checks and balances, remember?
Okay. There's still stuff we can talk to her about, but... Oh yeah.
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Let's see.
According to Professor Alderby, people can will themselves to die. Some people will have heart attacks, some people will have strokes. Those who are truly despondent, they're the rare few that spontaneously combust. I'm not sure if I believe in all of that.
Okay. Wait, did I... What's the hint here? Strange. I noticed that the hint system is a bit strange.
According to Professor Alderby, people can will themselves to die. Some people will have heart attacks, some people will have strokes. Those who are truly despondent, they're the rare few that spontaneously combust. I'm not sure if I believe in all of that. I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps.
Interesting. Why is this coming up, but I don't get an answer to that? Strange.
I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps. Because of what happened to my mother, I believe people could change the world with their minds. I think it's dangerous to have that ability, and I think that you and me, we're helping people rid themselves of these dangerous thoughts and a whole load of other issues at the same time. People pretend to believe, and they have a different agenda. They're the ones you need to watch out for. They have boundaries, and they are prepared to break them.
Interesting. Okay, what's wrong with that? girls on a cooldown. I think I will go to someone else and ask them. Let's finish off the girls and then go to the guys. So let's talk to Aaron.
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
Yay, she made us cookies. Probably poisoned. Okay.
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies. The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredient. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep.
I
You
knew
look
it.
like you need it.
So, she's trying to get us high. But there was something else.
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Okay.
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Okay, so Max is the
I
next.
told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
Yeah, she did mention him. It was the older guy that she's dating.
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before? Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
Okay.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me, but he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Interesting. She believes that she can shift into loved ones, friends, family, whatever, of people she can touch, and then she would change her face to help them pass into the next life or something like that. They're all kind of strange in that regard. There's no real simple person here, but they all have something supernatural in their psychosis. Think they can Claire thinks she can reanimate people with her mind. Mariana is she thinks she's feeding people to Cthulhu. Nathan thinks he's looping his day, kind of Groundhog Day like, and Bryce thinks he has an additional hour per day, and he developed a new power that he can teleport. So they're all kind of strange.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me, but he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation. The I don't sleep with 77-year-old men conversation, of course.
Okay.
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
Interesting.
The usual stuff: flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredient, a little herbalist magic to give you some pep. You look like you need it. You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
Okay.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had... Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
Okay, do it again is here. And the sweetheart is here. So we asked those two things. Let's... Oh yeah. And on the side we're trying to figure out who killed Dr. Dekker, which was the predecessor in the clinic here. So do you... No.
What about the prescription pad? Yes, I took it. I had to.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We didn't get a note on that.
What about the prescription pad?
Let's ask about the death threats. Let's see.
I lied about Max coming back to my place. I was scared. I didn't know you very well, and you were asking me about Valentine's night, and well, I don't have an alibi. The truth is, I got a taxi back here after the date. But it's okay, because you know me now, and you know I'd never have hurt Dr. Dekker. Are you sure you don't want a cookie?
No, definitely not.
I lied about Max coming back to my place. I was scared. I didn't know you very well, and you were asking me about Valentine's night, and well, I don't have an alibi. The truth is, I got a taxi back here after the date. But it's okay, because you know me now, and you know I'd never have hurt Dr. Dekker. Are you sure you don't want a cookie?
Back here.
I was feeling guilty about taking the prescription pad. I didn't think anyone else would be here, so I was going to return it. But when I got here, there was someone in the office, so I left.
Okay.
Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. You never said anything to me about it.
Okay. Let's put that down.
midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10. Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black
I
out,
don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just,
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't
He
I?
was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and that broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
We may just still pull out in front of the driver.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
She's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly,
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
psychokinetics,
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
one of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
Okay. Okay, so it didn't change any progress here. Let's get back to the responses and the hint here.
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
What?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
Okay. Terry is and she's a nurse in an old people's home, and Terry is her boss, but she's also just a nurse.
I only make cookies for people I like, Doctor.
Okay.
No? What do you think I am? Fine. Don't eat them then. I was just trying to be nice. I don't think he wanted to stop me, just for me to think that he could, so he could get me to do what he wanted. I don't know, it shook me up a bit. It was on the day he died. I took it when he was getting me a drink, you know, because I was in a bit of a state.
Okay.
Maybe he was just winding me up, I don't know. But he said that he could write a prescription and whatever he wrote on it would be true. Like he could write, Ealing can no longer shift. And that would be it. I wouldn't be able to shift anymore.
Okay. I mean, she told us that she did on the date, so...
The only time I've shifted outside work was with Max. Oh, and here, with Dr. Dekker.
Okay.
It was quite early, about 9:30ish.
Okay. Let's see. We have clues here. Okay, this is crime scene report. Okay, so it is in the time of death. Yeah, it was discovered by the janitor at 10:20. So he still could have killed him.
I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
Okay. So much for that.
You're very welcome.
Even though she took them back. ask her if they are poisonous. Um,
You think I kill my patients? I thought you knew me. Oh, you're worse than Terry. Mind you, I shouldn't speak ill of her.
okay.
Dekker wanted me to teach him how to shift, but I don't really know how I do it, so I'm not sure I could teach someone else to.
Interesting.
No, that's right. Shifting does only work when someone is near death. But Max is dying. I mean, he didn't die when he was my patient, but he's still ill. Terminal, you know.
Okay.
You never met Dr. Dekker. He could make the craziest things sound true. And he showed me some of the notes he'd written. Wait, I think I've got one here. Here. See?
Okay. Yeah, okay, but the thing is, Sarah Dekker is his mother, or was his mother, and um, I'm not quite sure if she said that she, oh yeah, she told us about that she tried to get him to see his mother, but he didn't want to, and so yeah, it's not really evidence that it became true.
Thing is, because Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Okay, so now we can't ask her any more questions because everything here is done. And I think if I hit hint again, then yeah. So she's done with. So let's go with. Let's go back to Jaya. Oh.
Why do I bother you? Do you think I killed Dr. Dekker? You need to look deeper into your other patients. I can forgive a lot of things, but being falsely accused of murder, well, that's going to blemish your CV.
Okay. Not really what I meant, but okay. Ah, okay.
A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
Yes, I have. Not that it does anything, but yeah. Okay, that still doesn't do anything. Let's go back to Jaya and see what we have here that's still open.
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you. Your memory is exactly that. Your memory. If people are telling you things you don't remember, then they're probably making them up. Deep down, only you know.
Okay.
Yes, that is a worry. I agree.
Okay. So that's all from the girls. So let's jump to Bryce.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Okay.
The thing that's following me, It doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
Okay.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Okay, so let's ask about the midnight hour.
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor. You have a strangeness, don't you?
Okay, there was one other thing on this one here. Talked about being doomed.
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
Oh.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it. I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared. If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Okay, sorry about that. That sounded kind of like a threat, but thing is, I talked to him about being buried, being cremated, and stuff like that. And I think I said that I would be cremated. So, but I'm not sure about him. Could still be some kind of threat.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that? If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again? If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that? It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Okay. Oh yeah, I talked about him about stealing, so I will get to that later, but the disappeared is still not... Yeah, let's do let's do this.
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it.
Okay. Let's see. No, I do.
And so it is. You worried me then, Doctor. I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
Interesting. So that cleared up this. We still have stuff here. Jessica is his neighbor, and he took photos of her, and I'm not quite sure if he showed them to her or if he destroyed them.
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor. The photos I have of her, I think I'm going to destroy them. They're my problem, not hers.
Okay, so he hasn't showed them to her. Okay. Even though I'm not sure if he really has any photos of her. Kind of, so it's a bit strange. You can only talk to them about stuff they tell you, and stuff about Dr. Dekker and the murder. But there are few things that do not really make sense in some ways. Okay, we don't need to ask him about the missing prescription pad because we already know that Aaron took it. But we can still ask him and get his answers. So...
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
Okay. So let's...
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now. Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping.
Nope. This doesn't really sound like sleeping.
Burial isn't enough for Dr. Dekker because he's evil. I thought if anything, we'd established that in our earlier sessions, Doctor. I had to destroy him properly, not just bury him in the ground.
Okay. I mean, okay, he told us already, but...
I suppose I'm becoming lazy.
Okay. I think I told him to.
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Maybe I should.
When something is chasing you, you start wishing that there was a higher power that could save you. I remember you agreeing with me that there are too many religions, but I wish there was only one, and one that I could believe in.
Okay.
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
Interesting. Not sure what that is. Interesting. So, do we want to shock him and say that we are Dr. Dekker, or is the house just a perk? Interesting.
I thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
Okay. Quite interested what would have happened if he had said we were Dr. Dekker. No. Interesting. Okay, let's talk to Nathan.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though? This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I'd look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Interesting.
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though? I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words. I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Okay. So let's start. Nope. What did just happen? Interesting. Oh, and this little girl sometimes shows up. I'm not quite sure why and who she is.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you. It's about time travel.
Okay. Time travel.
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who. I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once. The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed. Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
Yeah. So let's get another hint. Talk.
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
Okay. Okay. Just finding the last.
His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
Okay.
suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
Interesting. Interesting theory. But I'm leaning more towards Mariana or Claire. Not really Elin. Oh, yeah. He was seeing Mariana. Or you want to ask her out?
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
Interesting.
We went on a date. Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
Ooh. Oh. Oh, I can accuse someone. Interesting. Now let's keep here. Who? I mean, she didn't talk about him at all. So, not quite sure. I mean, I kind of think that Mariana kills her lover, so I don't want to send him to her to get killed, kind of, which... that's difficult.
So what you're trying to say is that Mariana is just using me and has no interest in me romantically whatsoever. Thanks. That helps my self-esteem.
I mean, I kind of pushed it in her direction at some point. Oh no, he asked about her and then I kind of pushed him. So...
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die. I've tried, but I can't do it. To be honest, nowadays, I'm more interested in moving forwards.
Okay. Makes sense.
Wow. I think you're just jealous, Doctor. I mean, if Mariana really was killing people, I'm pretty sure you'd have to contact the authorities. I mean, that's what you do, isn't it?
Okay.
The day before Valentine's Day. I was looking at pictures of Hannah and it just happened. The next day for me was Valentine's Day. Present day.
Interesting.
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly. Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
Okay. Okay, we had Saturn. Let's Mars.
I don't want it to be triggered.
Okay. Okay, so
We just met. I chose not to tell you I traveled back in time. Sorry. If I could turn back time, Doctor, if I could find a way.
okay.
Do you ask all your patients that? Or just the pretty ones?
Okay. So it's still this here.
No, I didn't take the prescription pad. Why is it such a big issue? Who'd want it? Do you think the killer wrote out a prescription for temazepam, faked Dr. Dekker's signature and got it made up. Maybe. But I'm already on to him as a PAM doctor. I wouldn't need all that drama.
Okay. So, Claire or Mariana? One of those two is the murderer, I think. So I can accuse someone. Let's go with the obvious choice.
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. If anything, I'm guilty of not bringing him back to life. And that's manslaughter at best. Good luck proving my talent, Doctor.
Okay.
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I can see why you may have thought that because of the money I owed him. But I wouldn't murder somebody to make a debt disappear. That's not something normal people do, is it? Besides, I was growing on him. I think if we'd have had more time together, he would have seen I am a sound investment. What do you think, Doctor?
Okay, let's... Okay. Let's accuse someone else. Okay. She took the pet, so let's accuse her.
No, you've got it all wrong. I'm not a murderer. I'm a good person. I help people. Don't you see? Dr. Dekker was going to ruin everything. If I showed him how to shift, I don't think he would use it to help people. Do you? He'd do bad things. I didn't want to kill him.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't have any choice. I came back here after my date with Max. Confessed to stealing the prescription pad, so he let me in. Dr. Dekker was already drinking. It was easy to mix in a few sleeping tablets when he wasn't looking. Then I just waited. I was going to try to push him out of the window. Make it look like an accident. It would have been better for everybody, but I couldn't move him. So I used the paper spike. It's not a bad thing. I did it so I could keep helping people. You look so ill, Doctor. Here. Take my hand. It's going to be okay.
Uh-oh. Yep.
So I've got a new dog, a basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger. She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me. David, Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
I think I was in my own head too much. manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much an art connoisseur now. It's definitely helping keeping me sane. I realize that I'm a very visual person, and paintings can keep me occupied for hours. I go to Providence whenever I get the time. It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself.
What I want to know is, how did you know which patient was the murderer? I mean, they all lied to you, didn't they? I'm just glad it's business as usual around here and I'm not having to look for another doctor again. It's embarrassing. Dr. Dekker almost caught me writing the advert for his replacement.
Let's recap, shall we? A siren, a shapeshifter, a time traveler, undead husband, teleportation, and otherworldly gods trying to take over Earth. It's an unlikely tale at the best of times, but you're also purporting to be all of these people. I think you're beyond help. You understand what you're saying and expect me to believe it? And you say I am one of your patients? Patently untrue, Doctor. If that were the case, then somehow I've managed to turn the tables on you. Which is plausible, I suppose.
Okay. Awesome game. And definitely an awesome cast. Yeah, okay. Okay. I found all the responses. And I used a lot of hints to do it. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of even had me fooled for a moment there. It's interesting, but I heard that the murderer is randomized somehow. Yeah, they added this in. Okay, that was Dr. Dekker. I might go offline, but be back in a moment. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I will play some other game later. I just need to figure out what I want to play. I started playing Prey, but I'm not 100% sure if I really want to do that on stream. And I need to change the title and stuff like that because it doesn't update properly. So I'm cutting the stream here, go offline, take a small break, and be back in about 10 minutes or so and start a small short session. Probably Prey, but could be something else. So, see you in a moment.